Hello, and Whisper. This is Dyson's Sphere program. And we are back on our innermost factory slash boundary planet. Factory slash smelting. Everything here has been updated to the latest and greatest. Pile sorters. We have masses of solar panels available now. We've put down another patch of the microcrystalline components, more silicon. We are pretty much chock-a-block with processors. And all the mess that was down here has fairly much been cleaned up. Which way is north? Ah, this way is north. So I think, let me just go here. The old, there it is. That was the old titanium, what was it? Titanium and solar panels and processors exporter. Now it's just got the titanium alloy going, well, not alloy, titanium plate available to whoever wants it. And it is currently acting as a local distributor of our rather diminished local singular titanium reserve there. That's all good. Nothing else is going particularly bananas so far as I can tell. We have a certain amount of work going on. Just from me updating all the pile sorters, it essentially means that they pick up a bunch of resources immediately. Sort of sit in the pile sorters waiting to go into the machine. Now, I have noticed something. We'll go Shift P. Icarus has most of our logistics belts, our Mark IIIs. And yeah, there hasn't been any sort of made for a while. Well, obviously they're not being made now, and similar with the pile sorters. We do have a bunch of Mark IIs and Mark IIIs to throw in. But yeah, the fact that we're not getting those suggests to me that we have probably run out of iron and therefore electromagnetic turbine production. So what we'll do is we'll look at our production tab, P. We'll go look at our J Miles starter planet. And let's look at turbine. Nothing. 1 hour ago. Nothing. 10 hours ago. Okay. We basically fell off a cliff. Yeah, hour and a half, 2 hours ago. So, we need to throw down a turbine factory. I will actually save here. Before I do this, let's see where we can put down a turbine factory. There's no point. Technically, we can go back to our jumpstart planet, our starter planet, J Miles, and import iron ore. However, we're better off not doing that. We're better off making the turbines in bulk here or somewhere and importing them. So what I'm going to do is we'll try and find a location that will block it. block it. We could spill over there. I think here's a decent one. Now what I have is a turbine build that I put together some time back. Let's see how it goes down here, and I'll explain this thing. Okay. No, I want to throw this down sort of roughly in this area and let it build, and I will explain this because this is I made this some time back because I knew we were going to run out of turbines. So I'll just give it a blat. Oh, I thought I'd done that. If I was going to do a full build, I would have to do two. Let's have a look, I'll show you. 2 electric motors for 1 turbine. That would mean one full build of electric motors would do half of a full build of turbines, or 2 of these to 1 full build of turbines, and that's more than I want to deal with at this stage of the game, especially when we don't need it. I'll show you this particular one. I checked it out earlier in sandbox mode. It makes 14 per second, which I sincerely doubt that we can fuel at maximum rate, but even if we only make about 8 or 10 a second, it will be pretty decent. Now, let us see how we can go here. See, local provider, remote provider. Do I want to do local provision? Nah. At this stage we'll only provide it remotely. And boy, I am getting low on belts. They've still got plenty there. Anything else? Nope. We have those, we have those. Excellent. Alright, and focus. Okay, we probably need about 3,000 of these every second. The proportions are 2 to 1 for belts and gears, and again 2, so another 3,000 of those, and we may as well just let it go to there. And let me guess, it's going all over creation again to find things. I happen to know, where are we? Yeah, there's you. Come on, just biff it in. Now, give me my one and only. Must be up here somewhere. Yeah, you're not being grabbed, and that's really weird. It's like it's going for the tiniest possible one. Where's magnetic coils? Still something funky going on with the logistics. You only have the one magnetic coil, so let's just grab as many. I'm not sure why it's not providing the things. Or was it? Let me just double check that. It should have been. Local provider, yeah. Maybe we're just logistics compromised, eh? Maybe I just need more speed. That's probably the issue. Well, these are nice. We are still early late game. We haven't even got in our green science yet. Which is what I was working towards, but I don't think we'll be doing it on this particular one. It might be the next episode. Okay, well, no way, Jose. Give us heaps. I want that bottomless, even though you are only a ELS 5000 is not to be sneezed at. Alright, let's see how we're doing. Yeah, we've got a few coming. Logistics bots may or may not be keeping up. We have heaps there. Let's look at our production tab again. Local planet. Turbine. Can make 1800 a minute. And we're producing 2000 a minute. Somehow I think that's smoke and crack. 10 hours might not be exactly what we want to look at. 200 a minute. Okay, we've topped out at 840 a minute. Let me just quickly grab my calculator. I'm pretty sure it's keeping up though. 840 divided by 60. 14 a second, which is exactly... I'm actually a little surprised. Okay, let me dismantle this and I'll quickly go over this turbine build here. Essentially, each of these requires one iron plate, half of a gear, and is it one? Let me just get the how to, and half of a magnetic coil every second. So we've got the plate. I'm surprised it actually makes it to the end. How many do we have in a row? Oops, excuse me. One per second, 28. Okay, yeah, 28 a second. It will just barely go down that row until all of a sudden it gloms it all and we run out. Yeah, we pretty much ran out for a moment there, didn't we? Anyway, so it pulls down everything it needs. Plate, gears on the inside, coils on the outside because it needs essentially the same amount as that. And I just thought, oh, I'm going to shove them on the outside. And that can just grab them. Grab the motors. This is, when it comes to ratios, this is basically in ratio. So we've got exactly the amount there to feed into here. And that is what makes the 14. If we look at that, every two of those, 7 divided by 2 is 3.5 every second. 7 doubled again, 14. So that's pretty much how that runs. And I did it this way because I did not want to be trying to put down 2 of these as a big build and then 1 of these, and we just couldn't, how do you put it, we just couldn't feed it. And I didn't want to mess around. Back when I made this, As you can see, we can just barely feed the iron right now. So alright, we are exporting and we're just about bottomed out, or maxed out I should say. So let us save again. Then let's go have a look at J Miles and see what's going on there. Pretty sure that it's basically run out of the iron plate and probably gears as well to make our lovely coils. Not coils. Well, probably coils as well. So we're most likely out of everything. Can only buy those two. Here we go. Come on. Oops. Let's get there. As we render in and look at all our lovely stuff ending up and bang! It's nice to have something to aim for, isn't it? So, where are we? Yep, totally out. Bang, you can have that lot. Bang, you can have that lot. That will get you started again for the moment. And I will just grab everything that's in there. Let's go have a look at our turbines. That means everything here will have stopped too, won't it? I did not check actually. Let's go Shift P for dashboard. Oh yeah, we've got 100 there and 15 sitting on a belt and 4 sitting in a depot. So if we want, we can go out and grab another 3 maybe? Just under 3 cash giants. We are chock-a-block with that, which I'm happy about, and we are chock-a-block with those, which I'm happy about. Excellent. So let's have a look up here. There's our turbines. Thanking you. Gone burgers. No iron plate, because we are totally dead. And I am surprised because, okay, I sort of expected to have a bit of warning on there. It looks like I've got to put the warning label on it. Well, what I'll do is I will stop recording, because you don't need to see me tidy all this garbage up. And I'll tidy things up and I'll get back to you. Cheers. Okay, back again. Here we are back on our Jumpstart planet, J Miles. I have done a bit of messing around and getting things sorted. Everything busy with bots everywhere. As you can see, everything is up and happy. I've cleaned up the remains of acid production, belted oil into ILSs and PLSs. We're off planet. Excuse me. And let's just have a look at, actually I should just have a look at production tab. And we'll just go to local system. Every 10 minutes, what do we have in the way of turbines? Technically you could make 1800 a minute. That of course includes the turbines in the various, how do you put it, The turbines in the supermagnetic rings and the particle container builds. This is what's pretty much actually being built right now. So it seems fairly healthy. And not a second on average. And we're going happily out through all the various bits and pieces. Filling up. Yep. Why? I should probably just put that there as a buffer. Maybe I should just shove it all to the max as a buffer. I might make it that as a buffer. And that is a buffer. 3000 and 2000. Excuse me. Goodness me. Alright. Everything's in production and going again. Hello? Maybe not. What's happened to our titanium alloy? Oh Lord, something else to find? You're there? Did I accidentally chop you off? I might have. No, I haven't chopped you off. Oh, I see what's happened. We probably have quite a load and it's just... going around very slowly. Okay. That we can fix. Put that over there. Yeah, it's bringing it in, it just doesn't have the small scale production. And that only needs one route. But that one, let's see, 13 available routes. Oh boy. 6 available routes. Alright. Excellent. Now there's a bunch there, and this one I guess I may as well do similar. I'll leave you there. We only need one route for that, so one box is plenty. We have 3 for those. 6 routes, 13. Good God. Yes, well, yeah. Put that there. Have plenty of speed. Sorry, space, I should say. we get there. Excellent. Right. That will give the throughput that is required. Excellent. All right, let me just save that. Now, originally, I had intended to start progressing to these. Now, we've got processors on the other planet, quite happy. So the other bits are plane filters, which is titanium glass and Casimir crystal. And Casimir crystal requires that and that, which we will have tons of. So let us go back to our manufacturing planet. It's becoming quite busy, isn't it? And that. Come on. Should probably look to see how my fuel's going actually. Yeah. Okay, that tells us everything we need to know, doesn't it? As in, we are a little bit short. Is this north? It is north. Goodness me. Water. Hang on just a moment. Alright. We have these, and these available. So let us find, this is a 3 in 1 out recipe. Yeah. Let's see where we can put something down. That one is always a pain in the butt. I wonder if I could... No, I can't really shift it anywhere. Long. At one point I will redo this. Autocraft Auto showed how to actually make these a touch narrower, which gives more space in between so I don't have to have narrow builds. Alright, enough waffling. Somewhere to build, can't do there. That lot's in the way. That's in the way. That's in the way. Could technically shove it there, but actually that's not a bad idea, because we are going to need a lot of hydrogen, which probably means pulling another ILS. And there's room here to get 1, maybe 2 ILSs in. 1 at least. That can be fed in partway through the build. That would give... Let me put it this way. Big constraint is this. We can only get, at this stage of the game, 30 onto a belt. So if you divide 30 by 12, that gives you 2.5 of these per belt. Which 2.5 times 4 is 10 assemblers. Well, the assembling build, 3 input, is total of 88. which is divided by 2 is 44, divided by 2 is 22. So we can't saturate the belt to the end until we've gotten into the end game and gotten the ILSs stacking, at which point we will still need to have a bunch of extra hydrogen pulled in, because these things are such hogs that you essentially need two, maybe 3 ILSs to feed the things. Okay, but we don't have to have it running full tilt. Pull out all those. Excuse me. Let us put down our Casimir crystal bulb. And yes, I am very glad that I got a whole bunch more belts sorted. Where are we? Builder. Alright. There. Now you will start building. Some power required. Now, since we can only get about 10 of these, that's what, about this many? It's 9, 10. You can see that it's pretty much going to be a bit starved for the hydrogen. What we can do though is we can put extra hydrogen in. If you want to go completely ape, which you may as well do a bit. Casimir crystals. So, Casimir crystals. There we are. We'll just do that. Yep, we are going to be pulling those from orbit. Since we have 3 gas giants tapped, speed will also be an issue, won't it? Alright, 2,000 of that. I forget what it is, hang on. And probably 1,000 of these will be enough. Excellent, go grab your bits. Just making sure. I should probably have gotten a few more of those. At any rate, Casimir crystals. I prefer this recipe rather than this one, because getting 8 grating crystals is just another exercise in cuckoo. You'll drive yourself nuts trying to do too much of that sort of thing. Well, I would drive myself nuts. You'll probably depends on the person, or the player I should say. Some things are easier for other players to do than for me to do. Okay, we are down to that number of those. So, do I really want to throw this? Is not going to run out anytime soon. So, and I can probably only put something there so it's only suitable for a short build at best. I don't like doing short builds. They are okay for not sure how to put it. Why don't we just do that? Short builds are okay for things that we need in tiny amounts, but at this stage of the game we're kind of getting to the point where we need some. We need to build as if we're doing full end game. That's what I'm trying to say. So a short build really isn't appropriate. Otherwise I just chop that down and yeah, no problems, right? No problems at all. But I don't want to. I want to do the 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Didn't even get 10, we'd only get 9 there. I would rather do the full-sized thing. Okay, we can put that there. And you, my friend, are going to be more hydrogen. I am not doing that. Pull in from old collector. Chow down some nice chunks. I wonder if I can get another lot through in here. Let's try it. Out here maybe? Yep, it does fit. So again, hydrogen. Oh, I should probably make sure that they have some warpers. Should I put it there? Yeah. Actually, no, not there. I'm going to put it here. In fact, I'm not even going to put it there. I'm going to put it here. Because this one has local. There's drones for local. That doesn't, and I need to remove them from here too. Because they're not appropriate for just an importer. Over. There we go. And we can do the same for here. Down. Right, how do we want to do this? This one is going to be hydrogen. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We need to 10 will be used, so we need to start putting them down here. What's a good way of doing this? Possibly leave that empty, then we'll just come down here. And that goes in nicely into that one. Yep. Now this one we will have to probably take to about there, take it up a level. To about here, and then feed it down into there. I need to trim that and make that a little bit nicer. Yep. Alright, there's two. Now the next two. Now should I do this? Possibly use the next couple of belt levels. It's kind of yucky doing it this way, but it is what we can do. Now let's just say, you come on down. So there. So much nasty spaghetti. To about there. We'll join to that, or we'll go like that. And then this will act. How have I done this? Huh? Something up the top here. What have I got wrong? Oh, I see. It really wants to be. And then we can try feeding it down into there. So much spaghetti. Yuck, yuck. Honestly, it makes me want to put one on this side. Really makes me want to put one on this side. So I'm not going up and over. Like that. Oh dear. Let's see. I put one right here. Too close. Well, there, even if there is too close. That is mucky, but it does sort of fit. I shouldn't say mucky, it's more, how do you put it? Sort of unbalanced, as it were. No, not wanted. Yep. Yeah. Where are you? Get out of it. Why? Aha. Not quite far enough along. That'll do. We need to get through the swimming gap. Alright, this side, we will put those there. And I guess that we may as well just trim out all that, since there's no real need. Down here, up to there, to there. A lot of fiddling around on my part, eh? There, and let's try getting this through again. In this case, I am going to come out about here. You are locked. All right. Hydrogen, hydrogen. That's the hydrogen belt that will be coming out. That's the hydrogen belt that will be coming out. Alright. Took a little bit more fluffing around than expected. But just do this. Which way did I go around? May as well be relatively symmetrical. And now you can have their hydrogen. First Casimir crystal. Excellent. So let's do the top up hydrogen, which technically is not needed. Come on. Come on, damn it. Good grief. So, part 1 of quantum chips in progress. Once this thing gets itself full of stuff, it must be going out to another star system. This is the problem, isn't it? Alright, well, something's going through, so hey. Good stuff there, we'll just save as is. Let's have a look. 33 minutes plus 30 odd minutes probably prior. Well, we'll see about continuing. The next thing, I suppose, will have to be not that. Plain filters, and plain filters require glass, titanium and water. Right. Don't think we have any glass build here. If not, we will have to put one down. Oh, wrong. I've tried it north. Actually, it's easier just to go, hey, do we have any glass here? Nothing at all. Okay, somewhere to build. Guess we may as well put down here be the glass and then the titanium glass beside it. At least they won't have miles to travel between them. So, start with glass smelting. Okay. I should probably have done this off camera, but never mind. Give me all my stone, thanking you. And we may as well take glass to the limit. Do we need a remote provider? Probably not. Definitely don't need that. Two seconds per, so 30, so 15, 30, 60 per second, assuming that we can provide it with enough stone on a regular basis. Which actually may not be that hard on this particular planet. There really isn't much using stone. Done. Save game. Now the next one is the titanium glass. Where are we? 3 inputs, 1 output. Assembler. It's good that I have that. And I did sort out, just double check here, there's that titanium smelter, that acting as a, this one. Oh hooray, you're gone. Thanking you. Right, so we have 2 titanium smelters on this planet. There's the other one. Should be enough because we don't use that much titanium in the titanium alloy build. So 3 input, 1 output, assembler. On you. Done. About 3,000 should be plenty. We're not providing. Titanium, again about 3,000 should be plenty. Water. Titanium glass. What are the proportions? 222. Okay, no troubles, and we may as well just leave that at 5 as well, and we won't provide remotely. Not at this point anyway. In the future we might. Don't need warpers. Alright. So technically, where are we? Titanium glass. Probably should be able to use or max out this particular build. Assuming our logistics can keep up with that. but it doesn't matter because I don't think we're going to end up needing as much as this will provide. Speaking of which, how much will this provide? 5 seconds. Right, so there's 88 assemblers. Divide that by 5. Let me just grab my calculator. 17.6 times 2. Yeah, 35.2. Yeah, we are not going to... Probably not going to be able to saturate this. Not a big problem though. Alright, let's do... Doesn't matter which one goes down here, because they're all in equal proportions. Glass, titanium, and water. And there we are. Let me just throw that into the mix. No problems going through. Save again. Alright, so we have gotten okay, 2 to 1. 1 input and 1 output. These are the mongrels. Doesn't really matter how much Casimir crystal we get because we're not going to be able to do them all, shall we say. Essentially, if we had 3 of those, because Casimir crystal takes 4 seconds and these take 12 seconds. So we need 3 of those to fill out. Sorry, we need 3 of these for 1 full build of Casimir crystals. And yeah, we're not going to bother. And certainly not at this stage. Let's see. I guess that we may as well come down here. Since these are relatively close. Oh, there's interesting. Completely missed that one. Did I miss any there? Nope. Alright, what was I muttering about? Plane filter. 2 in, 1 output. Okay, we need belts and sorters. Luckily, we have some, and let's get some more in. Say about 3 and about 15. There we go. How are these looking? 300. We get 88 in a build, so that's 3 builds. Yeah, we've got enough of them. We should have enough room here. Plane filters. 2 input, 1 output. Casimir crystal, titanium glass, proportions 2:1, so if we put in 2,000, maybe we'll do 3,000 and 1,500. No, no, and I'll put 5,000 top. We might need those in the future, and I suspect that the well, I know darned well that the quantum chip build will chow down everything made in this particular build. That's why you need 3 other things. Yeah, we'll leave it. Once the quantum chip build maxes out, saturates, should not be an issue. They will build up in this. Let's just, come on you, there you are. Make sure you click the right thing, obviously. Unlike what I just did. Clicking a power pole. Tend to copy recipes. Oh. Yep. Okay. Output, Casimir, titanium glass. That's interesting. Where the heck is our Casimir crystals? Oh, a little further away, so slower. First flame filter, pretty quick. We'll be making more Casimir crystals than this can chow down. There we are. Slow as a slug. Let's have a look at our Casimir crystal build. Yeah. You know what, I'm just going to dump them manually and we'll call that a decent one. Alright, save it again. Time 50. Relatively long one, but we should end up with, let's just double check our quantum chips. 2 and 2, so 2 in, 1 out. Again. And fast this one. Do 2,000 and 2,000 for inputs, or even 1,000 and 1,000. Should be plenty. got quantum chips. This is the last item we need. And we'll leave that. Once it saturates, we'll need those off planet. Now, these mongrels. Yeah, 1,000 will be plenty. And processors. Nope, nope. Local, remote. Do we have 1,000? Yes, we do. Yeah. Now let me find. Actually. Okay. One of those things. This is a very good game once you get a certain amount of rhythm going. Yeah, okay, the builds look the same, but that's because things are relatively standardized in this game, proportions wise. There's very little items that require, say, 5 inputs. I think the worst one is titanium alloy, and I actually have a full-size build for that one. It's a little bit messy, but hey, it does fit the standard width. And standardization is king. First quantum chip should be very, very soon. And you know what? I just thought of something. None. None. And the reason I'm going none is because we should probably proliferate this. Can't really... Oh, I suppose we can saturate the whole thing. Let me just grab the calculator. Quantum chip. 6 seconds. So we know that we have 88 of these in here in the build. So divide that by 6. 14.6 reciprocating per second, which we can't do that much because basically we can't make enough plane filters to keep up. However, if we do 88, knock off 4, makes that 84 divided by 6 is 14 times 1.25 for proliferation. 17 and a half. Definitely makes it worth. Do I have any proliferators on me? I definitely do. Excellent. Thanking you. I should have thought of this before we did that first one, but it does not matter. Let's put this down here or here. Doesn't really matter too much. Let's see, can we Huh. Yeah, that's just going to be awkward, isn't it? Let me see. Can get that there. Boy, get around there. Yeah, we have to shove it up. Or do we actually? And we have space to pull across here. So technically, yes, let's get proliferation in. Our best blue, 100 will be plenty. Thanking you. I guess in some ways I'm a little odd. I like things to be relatively matched. If I could, well, I probably could put it in the middle there, but I have to reroute those bits around it because that takes up a bit of space. So no. Remember rightly, I've done that in the past. Come on, you. Give us our proliferation, please. Excellent. Got our milestone. We have our... I don't even remember which one. Never mind. There. Everything proliferated, a bit more power used. Ah, yes. I might want to think about a little more power on this planet. Because once the strange matter kicks into gear, it will chew down a considerable amount of juice. How are we looking? Slowly trickling through. How is our... let's look for our graviton lenses. It's sitting happily there. Those are useful for the moment, but eventually you won't worry too much about them. Alright, I think this is where we will put a pin in it. Oh, and I'm hoping that I reread the notes from the developers. I was grouching last time, I'm still grouchy about it. The tower grabbing something from the literal other side of the planet. But I'm hoping that is just random because of random logistics grab for various towers. Oh, did you crash on me? No, I somehow dropped it off the screen. So, I'm not going to say cheers and enjoy Dyson Sphere program because I suspect it is highly likely to do a dirty on me. At some point. However, we do have our quantum chips, and since this episode is getting long, we'll leave it at that. Next episode, unless things go completely bananas, will be green science. Oh, and speaking of science, no, we'll wait for the next episode for that. Should have been doing science while we were here. So save game, we are on to 19th episode. Yeah, alright, see you next time.